From IBM TV, International Broadcast Media, this is your report from Washington. There are 47 days left until the presidential election. There are 99 days left until Christmas in the United States, but first, we have to get through Halloween. Snow let it begin. He said no. Then he said no. Then he said, and then Biden said. The director the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Robert Redfield, testified at a congressional hearing that a vaccine would not be available until late this year or early 2021, and that any vaccinations would not be available for distribution to the general public until the summer of 2021. Then, Trump predicted that a vaccine could be ready next month, meaning 2 weeks from now, and be in mass distribution thereafter, undermining Dr. Redfield's testimony. Trump then called Dr. Redfield confused. Trump also disputed Dr. Redfield's testimony that a mask was more effective than any vaccine. Trump, at his press conference, then said he intended to call Dr. Redfield to tell him. Then, the Center for Disease Control issued a statement announcing that Dr. Redfield indeed was confused. Then, Joe Biden said that he trusts what scientists say about a potential vaccine, but not Trump. As for the actual vaccination plan, people will need 2 doses, 21 to 28 days apart. Double dose vaccines will have to come from the same pharmaceutical company. Mass vaccinations will take weeks, if not months. Initially, the focus will be on healthcare workers and people in vulnerable groups. The vaccine itself will be paid for by billions of dollars in taxpayer funding approved by Congress. In other news, India has added more than 1 million cases this month and is expected to become the worst hit country within weeks, surpassing the United States. India reported 90,123 new cases in the past 24 hours. India also reported that over 1,290 people died in the past 24 hours for a total death of 82,066, which is third in the world. From the Not So Fast column, the president of the European Union's executive arm said Wednesday that the United Kingdom cannot unilaterally change the bilateral Brexit agreement without destroying global trust in the UK. European Commission President Ursula Leyen told EU lawmakers that plans by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson to renege on parts of the UK-EU withdrawal agreement is simply Britain throwing its good name to the wind. Quote, "It cannot be unilaterally changed, disregarded. This is a matter of law and trust and good faith," end quote. Invariably twisting the knife, the EU leader quoted Margaret Thatcher when Thatcher said, quote, "Britain does not break treaties. It would be bad for Britain, bad for our relations with the rest of the world, and bad for any future treaty on trade," end quote. In business, the Federal Reserve announced that their benchmark short-term interest rate will likely remain at zero at least through 2023. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said that the job market is still hurting and the outlook is uncertain. Quote, "We will not lose sight of the millions of Americans that remain out of work," end quote, Powell said. Federal policymakers hope an extended period of low interest rates will encourage more borrowing, and spending, though their policy also carries the risk of inflating a bubble in stocks or other financial assets. Finally, the current COVID death toll from Johns Hopkins University is over 196,752 American souls lost and 939,427 global souls lost with no end in sight. That is your report for this day, September 17th, 2020, from IBM TV, International Broadcast Media, smart television for a smarter global community, from dictatorships to democracies around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'm Bill Trezevant.